is anyway. It's not even about the states anymore. You know, Madison, John Adams, Jefferson wanted a strong central government to control things, but they didn't want this. They didn't want the federal government in charge of healthcare. They didn't want the federal government paying out for stuff like this. They didn't want the federal government paying bribes to states, basically. No. No, this is going way beyond what the founders intended, but we don't care, do we? We don't. It's not about what the founders intended. They're progressives, which means they're all about progress. Forget about a foundation, a firm foundation based on principles. No, no, no. We're progressives. We don't have principles. We just move on and change everything as it goes. You know, I say this often. A house can be remodeled, but when you destroy its foundation, it all collapses under it. Maybe it's their intention to destroy the foundation because they want to create a totally different house. In order to truly do that, they want to destroy its foundation. Or they're just trying to get votes and buy votes and spend and spend and spend money that we don't have to get more votes. Either way, it doesn't sound good. I kind of like our foundation the way it was. It was pretty genius. And the debt's going to be paid off somehow. How are we going to pay it off? Oh, we'll just go to a global currency. Oh, yeah, that's wonderful. You know, the people at the UN controlling our currency. Ooh, that would just be great. When I get back, I'm going to change topics here. From the Times Online, I'm just going to read you the headline. Are leaf blowers bad for the environment? That's right. You know, because of this, I might actually have to change my opinion on global warming. You know, I don't believe it's man-made. In fact, I don't believe it's even warming anymore. It hasn't warmed since '98. There's a lot of evidence in the past. The Earth constantly goes through cooling and warming cycles. Medieval warming period, ice age are just two examples of that. Sunspots are a factor. The climate is so complex that we can't possibly understand. Volcanoes, so many variables in terms of putting carbon dioxide in the air that we can't even count or begin to understand the climate. But I do hate getting woken up at, like 8 in the morning by a really loud leaf blower in my neighbor's yard. So if this global warming movement gets rid of those leaf blowers, maybe it's not a bad thing. You were listening to the Michael Yaffee program, WNSC.UCF.edu online radio. You were listening to the Michael Yaffee program, WNSC.UCF.edu online radio. So here it is from the Times Online from the UK. Green and confused. Are leaf blowers bad for the environment? This was actually from their blog there. Question. My husband calls me a tree hugger for objecting to his latest garden toy, a leaf blower. Surely these machines are not only noisy but emit fumes that can't be good for the environment. Or am I being naive and old-fashioned? I just have to ask her, have you ever tried to sweep leaves like off a driveway? It is a pain in the butt. You are having a lunchtime sandwich in your... This was the answer. You're having a lunchtime sandwich in your favorite park, enjoying the warm autumn sunshine. Along comes a leaf blower operative. The sound is like a dentist drill played through a loud hailer. I think this is just a conspiracy. Global warming might be a giant conspiracy to get rid of leaf blowers. Just saying. Its user, fancying himself on the race grid, revs his machine. He is wearing earmuffs and a protective mask. You are not. The World Health Organization says that for what it calls good speech, background noise levels should be less than 45 decibels. Meanwhile, noise levels should be less than 55 decibels to prevent significant community annoyance. While some manufacturers boast of the low noise technology, leaf blowers can emit noise up to 85 decibels. Yes, leaf blowers are loud and annoying. Local authorities say that they have a duty to clear up leaves. If not, there could be accidents with people slipping about and falling. So before leaf blowers, apparently when people were walking on sidewalks before leaf blowers, people were slipping and falling all the time. Before you could say compost heap, get it, the lawyers would be knocking on the door. Apparently many council employees object to raking duties. The argument is that leaf blowers are labor-saving and more efficient. Yet anyone who has hawked one of these machines about for a few hours might question their supposed advantages. A less obvious side effect is the amount of fumes leaf blowers emit. Most have two-strike engines running on a combination of petrol and oil emitting carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxide, and other gases. You know who else? Who else emit those kind of gases? Human beings emit carbon dioxide. Are we bad for the environment? One U.S. study found that a handheld blower emits as much CO2 in 1 hour as a car run for more than 100 miles. And then there's the dust, garden and park pesticide residues, annual droppings, and fungi spores. Several towns and cities in the U.S. and Canada have either banned the machines or severely limited. What? If I see something on a ballot banning leaf blowers, give me a break. I thought we were a free country. Just saying. I mean, I understand we're supposed to be a nation of laws as well. But come on. Come on. Can we... We better be able to freaking use a leaf blower in our own yard if we want to. I'm just saying. Come on. I think we're getting a little ridiculous with the laws here. In the 19th century, gardeners at the Imperial Palace in Japan used bellows. Around 1970, the first leaf blowers were unveiled, also in Japan. Worldwide sales run now in the millions. Now, what about the poor millions of people who lose their jobs if they can't use leaf blowers? Ever think about that? Do you ever just get sick of reading these kind of articles about global warming, this mass panic, which is most likely a hoax anyways, and we just, all this stuff, all this bad stuff, we can't do this, can't do that, this causes this causes that, we're all going to die. It's just, I mean, it gets real ridiculous. When you read something about leaf blowers, it's like they're stretching. They're just stretching. But there's going to be something on the other side. Climate skeptics claim leaked emails are evidence of collusion among scientists. It's from the Guardian.co.uk. Guardian UK. This has been kind of a big story, but sort of hidden under the rug as well. I wonder why. Hundreds of emails and documents exchanged between the world's leading climate scientists stolen by hackers and leaked online. Hundreds of private emails and documents allegedly exchanged between some of the world's leading climate scientists during the past 13 years have been stolen by hackers and leaked online. It emerged today. This was actually written November 20th, so it didn't emerge today, but I found this article. The computer files were apparently accessed earlier this week from servers at the University of East Anglia's Climate Research Unit, a world-renowned center focused on the study of natural and anthropogenic climate change. Okay. Your phones are screwing up. Climate change skeptics who have studied the emails allege they provide smoking gun evidence that some of the climatologists colluded in manipulating data to support the widely held view that climate change is real and is being largely caused by the actions of mankind. You know, if you look on the website of the IPCC, it says that they only collect different research and study that supports it. They don't even take stuff that doesn't support it. The veracity of the emails has not been confirmed, and the scientists involved have declined to comment on the story, which broke on a blog called The Air Vent. The files, which total in a number of 160 megabytes of data, were first uploaded onto a Russian server before being widely mirrored across the internet. The emails were accompanied by the anonymous statement, "We feel that climate science is, in the current situation, too important to keep under wraps. We hereby release a random selection of correspondence, codes, and documents. Hopefully it will give some insight into the science and the people behind it." A spokesperson for the University of East Anglia said, "We are aware that information from a server used for the research information in one area of the university has been made available on public websites. Because of the volume of this information, we cannot currently confirm that all of the material is genuine. This information has been obtained and published without our permission, and we took immediate action to remove the server in question from operation. We are undertaking a thorough internal investigation. We have involved the police in this inquiry." In one email dated November 1999, one scientist wrote, wow, it's been going back since 99. "I've just completed Mike's Nature, the Science Journal trick of adding in the real temps to each stories for the last 20 years. 1981 onwards, and from 1961 for Keith's to hide the decline." So basically, he's tricking the numbers to support his data. This stuff, I think this stuff is going on much more. You know, Michael Crichton warned of this in his State of Fear book. He warned about how a lot of people were only researching things to support it